Hello everybody and welcome back to another War Thunder video with some more Italian tech tree gameplay today. Red, you're chatting out of your ass, that's a BF-109. Yes it is, but this is the 5.0 battle rating G14 AS-109, which is in the Italian tech tree at battle rating 5.0. So how does this aircraft differ from the usual one? Well, you get a new camouflage. And that's about it. It is basically a Lend-Lease, or the Axis version of Lend-Lease anyway, variant of the 109 G14, which is also in the German tech tree. Although I think the one in the German tech tree is a slightly higher battle rating. I think it might be a 5.3. Don't quote me on that, of course, because I can't remember off the top of my head. So this game we are playing at the moment is on the Ruhr map. And something quite unusual has happened this game. Most German teams, as you know, are supposed to climb, and if they're in 109s they energy fight, they boom and zoom. If they're in Focke-Wulfs they boom and zoom, and if they're in heavy fighters they boom and zoom, whilst the bombers strafe out ground targets and knock out the enemy bases and airfield. That didn't happen in this game. In this game I don't think I went any higher than 2,000 meters, which admittedly is kind of my own fault, but as the rest of my team is down low, and you need your team support always in War Thunder, whether you're in a tank or a plane, regardless of the map you're on, team support is always a bonus. Always. So I decided to stay down reasonably low with the rest of them. This isn't a particularly interesting game as far as kills go. I only get one kill, although the way in which I get the kill is... I'm not one to blow my own trumpet. I fully admit that I am a shitty pilot. I will come right out and say it, I am an awful pilot. However, I do quite enjoy flying occasionally. It's not something I do far too often because, as I said, I'm not particularly good at it. Although the kill that I get in this game is quite impressive, and I managed to save a teammate whilst doing so, which is an added bonus. This teammate also thanks me in chat and does mention how impressive he thought the kill was, but hey, sure, whatever. That's absolutely great. I'm, more than happy to help as always. So, first target, A26 ground attacker. We've already got 3 planes on him, which is stupid, but at this current point in time, he's dead anyway. It was a waste of time me diving down, but I wasn't particularly high up anyway. Nat, or is it Nate? It's 2 T's. Nate is one. I don't know. Nat. I'm going to call him Nat. In chat there, pointing out what I've just mentioned, and he's right. The way he goes about saying it is not particularly PG-13, shall we say, but a point nonetheless. P-38 has decided to come down and join the fun. Twin engine fighter. No, that's a P-38 Hawk. I don't know what the hell he's doing in this game, but we'll punish him anyway. A couple of hits into the tail there, but nothing critical. Get a kill assist on him. F6F down low, or is that an F4F? It's one of the cats. It shouldn't really be in this game, I don't think. 5.3 this plane is. Either I got quite badly down-tiered, well, quite well down tiered, depending on how you look at it. Either way, I don't think that plane should be in this game, really. But it does come down to the pilots to a certain extent. So, fire reversed, miss horribly. My aim with the 20mm is poor. That was an F4F. The end of the ground he goes. The G55S on our team gets the kill. Interesting little tidbit of information. When I was playing War Thunder on PC, not long after it first come out, before Ground Forces, I think it was patch 1.3 something I started playing at, I was an arcade player. I'm not ashamed to admit it. And I flew the Americans first off. Of course, this was under a different account name. The F4F was the first aircraft I ever got an ace match in. I got 6 kills. Without dying in arcade, which isn't impressive for arcade, but considering I was a you know, a bit of a newbie and not long started playing the game and just got an aircraft with decent 50 caliber machine guns on it, I was quite impressed with myself. So, the G14 aircraft in general, both the German and the Italian variant, which we now have in game, how is it any different from the other German 109s? It's not. The G14 is basically a K4 without a 30mm in the nose. You get a 20mm. You can use a 30mm in the nose should you want to. Same with the G10, the G14 and the G6. Although, I think I'll probably stick to what I know and use the 20mm. The 30mm are great if they connect and if they don't spark. You only get, I think, 50, maybe 60 rounds of ammunition for the 30mm, and then you've only got 50 caliber, sorry, the 13mm machine guns in the engine cowling to back it up. Of course, you can always make the argument that if you're using incendiary ammo, then you can get lucky, but fires are very RNG, if that's even a word. In War Thunder, you might be able to set a fire, which is a bit of a miracle in the first place, but a lot of planes can put fires out depending on the situation. If they're up high, they can dive. If they're Russian, it just goes out by miracle. You know, there are so many factors involved with incendiary bullets that you can't wholeheartedly rely on them. Regardless of this, though, I do use them in most of my planes, whether I'm using stealth belts with armor-piercing incendiary rounds in the belt, or omni-purpose. I do use them, as I feel these are, you know, they help. They're not brilliant, but they help. And at the end of the day, you can use all the help you can get. So, the last few remains of the enemy team are beginning to come down lower to the ground, as the Germans, you know, never really got past 3,000 meters. I don't think anybody went past 3,000 meters. I know I for certain didn't. There is the player that I mentioned earlier, Nate, in his Focke-Wulf 190. He has a Spitfire and a P-47 on him. At this battle rating, the Spitfires are quite capable of outturning the FW-190, which most Spitfires can do anyway, and the P-47 has an altitude advantage and therefore an energy advantage, allowing him to boom and zoom Nate into the dirt. Here comes the P-47. Doesn't particularly do very well in his dive. Misses quite badly, really. So I decide I want to try and clear Nate's tail. Speculative burst there, maybe a little bit too far out to have any luck, but another burst, another burst. My aiming is awful, by the way. It's been a while since I've flown the Germans, and so the 20mm are not particularly easy to fire, in my opinion, or to get hits on. So I loop my plane over hard, pulling 6 Gs, blackout, fire a burst mid-blackout and kill the plane, clearing his tail. I know for the bigger YouTubers that are more akin to flying aircraft, Mags, Orange Doom, McChicken Bites in particular, although he flies jets more so than anything else, that would not be a particularly interesting kill, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm quite impressed with that. So he thanks me in chat. You're more than welcome, Nate. If you're seeing this, which you might be, I don't know, you are most welcome. Only the P-47 is left on the team now. He's just taken out one of our 109s. He's high on altitude. I've got 141 cannon rounds left and 451 rounds left in my machine guns. Although I won't ever get to get guns on target during this video.
Somebody attack him!
So, that was pretty much the last engagement of our team. Our team does win this game. I'll put the results at the end of the video. I'll cut out the last bit here. Quite surprising results, really. As I said at the beginning, it's not common for the German teams to fly such a low altitude, but most of the decent games I've had in this aircraft have been in similar circumstances. The German team hasn't bothered climbing, which has made the Allied teams cocky, I suppose you could say, and overconfident, and they just got curb stomped, really. So, thank you very much for watching. I I'll leave the results at the end of the video so you can see the research and credits I earned in this game. This is without a premium account on a standard aircraft. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, or send me a dislike if you didn't. That's perfectly fine as well. And I will see you guys